thanks to HubSpot for sponsoring this video. So I feel like AI is just absolutely everywhere right now. It seems to be like the hot trending thing right now. And it feels like if you're not building AI into your workflow, using it to do your work faster, boost your creativity and make more income, then to be honest, I feel like you're just going to be left behind. So the first one is Site.io. So this is basically a visual and searchable timeline of your screen time. I'm not gonna lie, it can be a bit creepy, but Site basically uses AI to automatically record and store everything you do on your computer. So yeah, it does track every single one of your moves. But for some people, I feel like I can see why they would use this. So they have a video here showing the smart search functionality. You can ask it questions about anything you've ever seen or done on your computer. For example, what I worked on today, or what's that iPhone review I watched last month. The AI will search your history and get you a full answer. Another neat feature is the ability to scroll your usage. So you can sort of like scroll like a timeline, see what apps you're using, what you are doing, stuff like that, which can either be pretty fantastic or pretty creepy, because then you can basically just track yourself and see what you've actually been doing. Of course, privacy is important, so they do have the option to be able to sort of block out any specific app so it doesn't record those apps. So I think maybe if you're using an app like Password Manager or you're messaging sort of friends and family, you can block out those apps so it doesn't track those. The other thing is it's self-hosted as well, which helps with security, of course. They say here your personal data is stored locally within a folder of your choosing by default in your application support directory. So it's not uploaded anywhere or anything. All of your information stays on your computer. Next up, we have Perplexity.io, which is basically a supercharged AI search tool. So what this tool does for you is that it acts as sort of a personal assistant that gives you the actual answer you're looking for with references, unlike Google. So for example, you could ask Google most common Tesla problems and you'll most likely obviously get a huge list of blog articles. But if you ask Perplexity the same thing, you get an itemized list with links to back up each point. This could easily replace Google quite quickly. So let's give Perplexity a go. So as an example, let's just say I'm actually going to Vegas quite soon. Let's ask which is the best helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon or something like that. Best helicopter tour of Grand Canyon. And it should hopefully give us an answer. So yeah, these are actually really good answers because I've done my research as well before I put it in here. And Maverick Helicopters is the one that I went with, and they seem to be the best that everyone recommends. So this is very useful actually, because this now gives me actual answers, actual researched answers with links to sources and stuff. So you can see the numbers next to them. So it will give me the actual source for where it's got that information from, which is really useful. No having to go through blog posts or anything like that. It just has it right there. Next up, we have Summarize.tech. So this is instant summaries of YouTube videos. So yeah, if you don't want to watch a YouTube video, this is basically a ChatGPT powered text summarizer for any YouTube video that you don't want to watch all the way through. So let's actually give this a try. I'm going to copy a link to one of my tech videos, put that in there, submit, and let's see what it does. So here we are, it's giving us a brief summary of the video, and it's actually fairly accurate because obviously I've made this video, so I know what's in it. And the recommended products such as the picture frame speaker, the speaker lamp, the Light Captain desk on wheels, these are all things I've actually mentioned in the video. The only thing is it's not perfect. It looks like it's only done up to 5 minutes of the video, and it looks like it's also repeated itself quite a bit. But you know, if you're just looking for a rough summary of a video, I feel like you could try this. Next up, we have GitHub Copilot. So I have seen this come up a lot, mainly because I'm in the sort of developer space. I wouldn't consider myself a proper developer, but I do keep up with sort of developer news. And yeah, this is a very big and sort of, I guess, important program when it comes to coding, because it's basically a copilot, like it's named, as it says in the name. It's basically a copilot for your coding process, for your writing process. So it will automatically give you coding suggestions. It'll automatically write sort of common bits of code automatically for you, so you don't have to think about it, which is just incredible because it can make writing code and figuring out code a lot easier. Now, of course, this is very much targeted at people who are coders, who are developers. So I don't think everyone's going to benefit from it, but if you are a developer, it is such an awesome program and I highly recommend checking it out. I think what is crazy about this tool is that it can sort of just get rid of low-level coders, you could say, because as long as you have a little bit of knowledge of code, or maybe you're like an expert coder or whatever, and instead of handing things off to someone else for the little tasks, you can just have this do it for you. So yeah, I can see something like this actually taking people's jobs, which is crazy, amazing, but also scary. Notion AI. So I bang on about Notion a lot. I've actually done a video on Notion AI in the past. But yeah, Notion AI is basically Notion as you would expect, but you can use AI within Notion itself without actually having to leave the app. So their website does actually a good job of showing what's possible. So you can see here, it's showing you, what is this? Summarize what's important and actionable. And it's obviously summarizing whatever notes it has. They're just showing a video here. Yeah, you can have action items, summaries, takeaways. You can also just write better. So you can see here, write better, communicate with confidence. If you wanted to rewrite something you've already written and you want to change the tone of it, it will do that for you. I use it actually quite often for research purposes. So if I need to research a topic, or if I'm looking for suggestions or ideas or whatever, I actually use Notion AI a lot for that sort of thing. It is really, really useful. And I think it's actually well worth the money because I think it's actually cheaper than ChatGPT as well. Next up, we have Superus, which is interactive visual storytelling. So it's basically a mind map version of ChatGPT. Instead of answering your questions with loads of text, it breaks it up into sort of beautiful, minimalist mind map of all the stuff that you need to know. So they have an example on their website right here, SpaceX vision and history, and then it will actually make a sort of mind map of SpaceX. Something like this actually can be very useful for people who find it difficult just to read long paragraphs of text, which can obviously be a bit of a pain. It's not really, I guess, information digestive friendly. I don't even know what's the best way to put it, but this can make it a lot more digestible. As you can see, it has the SpaceX sort of, I guess, brief summary of what SpaceX is, and then it has target vision, which is one stem, history, which is another stem. And then if we continue playing the video, it looks like, oh, okay, interesting. Let's go back actually. Let's see that again. You can click on it. You can ask AI about the selected card or help me brainstorm. And then it gives you, oh, this is pretty cool. So what is SpaceX? Who founded SpaceX? What are the achievements of SpaceX? This is actually really, really useful. I can see this being very useful, like I said, for people who just find it difficult to digest lots of information at once. This can help you break it down. And it looks like you can go very in depth, which is pretty incredible. If you're someone who's putting together a case study or just researching anything, this would be an awesome tool for that. So I'm actually working with HubSpot on a new series we're simply calling Make Money Online. They're a huge supporter of the channel and they help me make videos like this, as well as bring free resources your way. They currently have a free ebook, Using Generative AI to Scale Your Content Operations. So this ebook provides an overview of generating AI and how it works to produce unique content for users, example prompts and responses for writing and editing content with generative AI, ways to use AI throughout content operations such as generating content ideas, simplifying research, repurposing content, and breaking through writer's block, current limitations of generative AI, answers to AI concerns such as whether Google penalizes AI content in search results, and tips for rolling out AI across your content marketing team. Content marketing now is such a big way of making money. It's exactly the type of marketing I do myself for my own businesses, and it's just cheaper than paid marketing. You can use AI to speed up that process, and this ebook is perfect to get started. So make sure to check out. I'll leave a link down in the description below. It's completely free to download. So next up, we have some AI website builders, specifically 10web.io and Durable.co. So yeah, 10web.io is basically an AI-powered WordPress platform. So I actually do use WordPress myself. I use WordPress for my own personal website. I built it like 10 years ago, and something like this would have been so much more easier, so much more helpful when it comes to building my WordPress website. Durable is the other one. Build a website in 30 seconds with AI. The AI website builder that generates an entire website with images and copy in seconds. So they have a demo right here, build a website in 30 seconds using artificial intelligence. So let's get started. What type of business are you building? Let's just say, what's a good one? Let's do car detailing actually, that's pretty cool. Next, what is the name of your business? Ollier's Car Shine. Let's just call it that. It'll build the website for me. It's doing its thing, it looks like. Generating a beautiful banner, and there we are. A few seconds later, your website is ready and it has built the whole website for me. This is actually really good as a starting point. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I wouldn't say it looks super aesthetic or anything like that, but you can even regenerate specific sections, which is awesome. It's added a big header with text that I need, a contact us button, which is obviously very important, about us section, our services section. And the great thing is obviously you can change all this. the idea is that it gives you a starting point. It has a website ready to go so that you can then just go in and quickly change things without having to think about, oh, would I put this, would I put that, how does this work, is it mobile friendly or whatever. This does that all for you. Next up we have Looker. So this basically just uses AI to design your own beautiful brand. So as an example, let's put in Ultralinks just to get started. Let's see what it does for me. So pick your industry, let's put tech, pick some logos that you like. Oh, this is nice. So you can choose other logos that you like the look of. I like the look of this one. I like the look of that one. We can pick a color. I'm going to choose gray because I'm gray and boring, but let's do that. Enter company name. Yeah, we'll just put Ultralinks. Pick some symbol types. Let's do technology, idea, software, innovation, digital. I guess that's creativity. Yeah, let's do that as well. And now it will generate those logos for me. Got to give it a few seconds, and here we are. We have a bunch of logos ready. So obviously I don't like all of them. I think I like, which ones do I like? I like this one. This one looks pretty good. I like this one as well. This one's pretty nice. Oh, I really like this one. This one is really nice actually. But yeah, you can even load more logos if you like. So yeah, just gives you a quick starting point when it comes to sort of graphic design, logos and stuff like that for your business. Next up, we have DocuAsk. So DocuAsk is basically your own chatbot in a way, where you can upload lots of documents, massive sort of legal textbooks, or maybe even the entire Harry Potter series if you want to. And then you can turn it into a chatbot that will answer any question about that content. So where I could see this being useful is maybe you find documentation about a piece of software. Let's just say Final Cut Pro. Maybe you upload a manual for Final Cut Pro onto here. Instead of having to go through Final Cut Pro documentation, trying to look for something, you could just sort of use the chatbot. Maybe you're looking for something like how to cut footage in Final Cut Pro, and then it will just find that bit of information within that document for you. So yeah, it makes sort of trawling through documents a lot more of a swifter process. Next up, we have Tidio or Tidio, an AI chatbot that is meant to help boost the sales on your website. So like the previous tool, DocuAsk, Tidio, I don't know how you say it, lets you create an AI chatbot based on the documentation that you have for your website, for your tool, whatever it is you're trying to sell, but you add the chatbot directly onto your website. So then customers can come along, they can type in something, maybe they're looking for a specific answer about your product, your software, whatever it is you're selling, and they can get that answer without you having to actually get back in touch with them. Now, of course, the great thing is, you know, they don't have an answer, you can't find an answer, you get the message so that you can answer them if maybe there's an edge case where the documentation that you provided doesn't answer their question. It's a really good way to basically just deal with frequently asked questions. So if you have a bunch of frequently asked questions, maybe have a whole page of frequently asked questions, you can have that chatbot sort of go through all that, trawl all that information, and then just make it easy for people to ask and get their answers without having to go through each frequently asked question on a page. Next up, we have Adobe Firefly, an AI toolkit for images and videos. And this is actually one of the ones I'm most excited about because the possibilities with Firefly for my sort of work just seem incredible. It's Adobe's own generative AI models that let you edit and create photos, audio, and video. It also has a great UI as well, just making it easy to use. So if you do any sort of creating, yeah, you shouldn't sleep on this. It can also take sort of drawings, anything that you've drawn maybe on like MS Paint or whatever, and then turn them into photorealistic images. So yeah, maybe you have like an idea for a sketch or something, but you don't really know how to do it. You can put that in and it will give you a photorealistic image. Product design, you can brainstorm product designs with mood boards and alternative colorways and things like that. And it also has product photography. So you can put in something like my headphones in a studio, like here, generate, and then it will show those headphones in different scenarios, which is just insane. Like Adobe Firefly, the possibilities with this just seem absolutely amazing. Next up, we have two AI interior design tools, Reimagine Home and Interior AI. Interior AI, I've seen it come up a lot actually. But yeah, there are a bunch of them out there. These are some of the best ones. And the idea is that it will let you upload a photo of a room in your home. Then you can get the AI to redo that room, like give you a whole new sort of design for that room, and all you need to do is describe the vibe you're going for. So here is an example from my friend Daniel. He has a room that he is basically just using in storage. It just doesn't look that great, and he's used one of these tools to come up with a whole new design of the room, and that looks pretty sick. Like that looks amazing. So the idea is that it can pretty much replace an interior designer. Next up, we have SoundRaw. So SoundRaw is a royalty-free AI music generator. So you know, if you're like me and you're looking for the perfect song for a video or whatever it is, instead of looking for that perfect song, you can use something like this to just sort of make it up. And like they say here, it's royalty free. So once you've made it, it is yours. You don't have to worry about someone sort of demonetizing or whatever. It is amazing. To get started, all you have to do is obviously say what you want. You can decide the mood, the tempo, the length of the track, and then it will generate the tracks for you. You can even make edits, so you can change a part of a song to be louder, quieter, or have a different vibe to fit your video or whatever it is you're making. And you can also, of course, make it shorter or longer. Next up, we have Mirth, which is a text-to-speech generator. So yeah, it just converts text to speech, so you can turn any document you'd like into a professional sounding voiceover for a YouTube video or an explainer video or something like that. I know TikTok obviously does this. In TikTok, you put the text in, and then it says the text that's on screen. This is what this does. When it comes to use cases, YouTube videos or sort of like any content that you make online, a voice switcher, so you can record your own audio clips, convert them into professional grade voiceover using whatever voice you like. And then you can of course also tweak the voice so it emphasizes the right parts of the text and using the right tone of voice for the job. Next up, we have NVIDIA Broadcast. So NVIDIA do have a few AI products. This is specifically their AI sort of podcast editing suite. One of the big features I keep seeing come up is the eye tracking. So say you're recording a video like I am, and I'm looking at the monitor or whatever else because I'm reading something or whatever, but then I'm looking at that and I'm not looking at the camera. This will basically make it look like your eyes are looking at the camera. It's pretty weird, it's pretty crazy, but it actually works surprisingly well. Other tools also include audio sharpening and lighting, so you can sharpen your audio so it sounds like you're recording with more professional equipment, and you can also sort of retouch your lighting to make it look better. Now, of course, it's not going to absolutely transform a really shoddy bit of audio or really bad lighting into something amazing. It's just making what you currently have a little bit better. Another tool they have is AutoPod. So this is a very interesting tool for podcasts. So it's not really AI, but what it's actually doing is that it's using audio cues sort of within your project and then cutting that all together with multicam or whatever, and it does it all for you. Now, of course, it's not really meant to properly replace the whole editing process, but it does very much cut down a large chunk of it by getting rid of sort of dead parts or anything that's not interesting within your podcast recording or whatever it is. Next up, we have Canva. So Canva have some of their own AI tools. Now, I'm sure everyone knows Canva is such a popular online graphic design tool. It's actually really surprising how popular it is, because I didn't realize how popular it was until other people kept talking about it, because I was so used to using Photoshop and Pixelmator and Figma and stuff like that for sort of graphic design stuff. But a lot of people use Canva because it's just so easy. So some of the things they have built in are Magic Eraser, remove anything that you don't want in an image, whether it's people in the background or an unnecessary object. Magic Edit lets you swap an object with something else entirely using generative AI, which is pretty sick actually. Descript. So Descript is an audio/video editor that lets you edit your videos as if they were a Google Doc. So you can upload your footage, it will create a transcript, and then you can make video edits by just simply deleting or moving around the words, which is pretty crazy. It can even mimic your voice if you give it permission and enough audio recordings of yourself. So you can basically make it say whatever you want without you actually having to say it, which is just crazy. This is super useful if maybe you're doing a YouTube video and you've said something wrong and you want to sort of dub over it, or you want to just add that little sort of edit in there. This will do it all for you without you having to do it manually, maybe re-record a section or whatever. So we also have some bonus AI tools here. They're Human or Not Creepy AI Test. So this isn't a tool, but it lets you chat with someone for 2 minutes online, and then you have to figure out if they're a human or an AI bot. So yeah, it's basically just makes you think, it makes you try to work out whether you're talking to a real person or not. It keeps track of how many of your guesses are right and wrong. This lets you test just how advanced AI is getting. So that's it for this video. I feel like that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to AI tools. I feel like in 6 months time, I could do a whole nother video and I could have a whole bunch of new AI tools. Let me know if you've used any of these tools in the comments below, and of course, comment any of your favorite tools that maybe I haven't mentioned in this video. And if you want to, you could use these tools to build a product and make money online. I've done various videos. There's one video here, 10 digital product ideas you can use to make money online. Make sure to check it out. It goes through some of my favorite ideas, and you could use some of these AI tools to generate those products. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe for more.